45 minutes, commercial-free, wall-to-wall NFL. Raiders, Chargers. The Raiders' playoff hopes hanging on by a thread. Maybe there's some serendipity for them. Hang on, we'll show it to you. Carr to Hunter Renfrow. He did that at Clemson all the time, so he's a breakout star of training camp. It's 7-0. Here we are from training camp near the end of the regular season. Raiders might go from 4 wins to 8 for Gruden. Would that feel good going to Vegas? Mike and I were talking about it. You'd have to say, yeah. Renfrow, again, 7 catches, 14 seconds to go until we hit the half in a tie game. You know, Carr recently bought a piece of property right next to Gruden's in Vegas, essentially saying, I'm going to be there with you next year. We'll see. Third quarter, DeAndre Washington to the house, and the Raiders win. They said it was about 90% Raider fans there today. 24-17, the final. They got Denver next week. If they win that game, they go to 8-8, and it is an outside possibility that they could make the playoffs. They need 1 million things to happen, but like 500,000 of them have already happened. So basically, they need about 10 things to happen, and they can check the first 5 off their list. Next week, they got to take care of business. The Steelers have to lose to the Ravens, who might not play Lamar, but RG3. Titans have things to play for. Texans have things to play for. Mike, stakes there. Nothing real between the Colts and the Jags. Can all of this happen? I'm actually surprised to see 12.6 seems a little high for all of these things to happen and for the Raiders to make the playoffs in John Gruden's second season. They checked off a bunch of things they needed to take care of in Week 16, but that is what awaits them in Week 17 if they want to get back to the playoffs.
All right, so let's see what the Broncos did Sunday against Matt Patricia and the Lions. Pick it up third quarter. Denver's up 13-10. David Blau finds Kenny Golladay, gets it in for the score. Barely. Look at that ball, just crosses the line. So now the Lions have a 17-13 advantage. We go to the fourth quarter. Same score. Deshaun Hamilton on the pitch. He's in for Denver. They're up 20-17 now. Can they put the game away? They go with the hometown kid, Phillip Lindsay. 108 yards rushing and that touchdown. The Broncos go on to win it. 27-17 was your final. How about Drew Lock? 25 for 33, 192 for a touchdown. Zubin and I were talking earlier. Is this the positive momentum from a quarterback position that Bronco fans can feel good about going to next year? We have to wait until next year. What you don't have to wait for right now is new on SportsCenter. Vic Fangio.
Yeah, it was kind of ironic that we started moving the ball when we had to put the other 2 offensive linemen in, you know, Morris and Rogers. And, you know, obviously, for me to say they did a great job would be, you know, kind of a guess, you know, because you don't see the O-line play very well out there, you know, from the sideline. But for the way we moved it, those guys must have played very well. We ran our offense, didn't have to make any makeshift adjustments because of those 2 guys being in there. So a lot of credit has to go to those 2 guys. And at that point, we were down to 5 only. And but I thought Drew played good. First time he's had a comeback victory. Okay, he's had a lot of stuff happen here last 2 weeks, you know, playing in the poor conditions against a real good team on the road. Now getting down 10-0 and not moving it very well offensively and having a punt return against you, which can kind of deflate you. So I thought it was a good game for Drew.
What can you say about the team's resolve in general, falling behind early and then being able to fight back? I think it was a 27-7
From
run.
one AFC West coach to another, here's Anthony Lynn live on SportsCenter.
No. I mean, he finished the game with it. He was fine.
Coach, how you get your team ready for next week, Kansas City, after the last 2 games?
You go back and you start over. You know? You can't do anything about what's behind you, but you can do something about what's in front of you. And we got to prepare like men, and we got to go out and compete and play like men.
All right, thanks, guys.
So we got a couple of games here still waiting to finish. Of course, you got the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Seattle not playing very well at all in this game. But then you got the Eagles and the Cowboys, and that was a game that had all the intrigue coming in to Week 16 because neither has played great this season, but someone has to win this division. And right now, it's the Eagles up 17-9 with 53 seconds to go. Tim Hasselback and Jeff Saturday are going to come back with us a little bit later to talk more about this scenario going